Alright guys, welcome to MMA on Wheels. Today we are talking about UFC 307, Alex Pereira versus Khalil Rountree. We're going to predict all of the fights, we're going to talk about the fighters, how they can win for some of the fights. And yeah, we're starting with the early prelims. Court McGee versus Tim Means, two veterans. Court is 39 or 38, Tim Means 40. Those guys have been fighting in the UFC, top competition most of the time, for a really long time now. Guys, I believe Tim Means is going to KO Court McGee. He has a KO loss to Uroš Medic in his last fight and a KO win against the Portuguese guy, Andre Fialo. Not really sure how to pronounce Portuguese names. And Court McGee, he has 4 losses in a row, guys. This ain't good. He has to, in my opinion, it could be a retirement fight for both of these guys, but Tim Means is going to win via KO. And then we go on to Carla Esparza versus Tasha Pennington. Guys, Carla is a 2-time champion in her division. She lost her last fight. She lost the title against Weili Zhang in her last fight. Won the previous one, won the title against Rose Namajunas. And Tasha Pennington, I believe she gave birth or something. She was off for like 1 or 2 years. Her last 2 fights, losses to Tabata Ricci and to Mackenzie Dern, and she won in 2021. That's her last win. She won against Angela Hill. I'm not really sure how this fight went. You know, guys, when Angela Hill loses a decision, it's most of the time a split decision. Most of the time she gets robbed. So I'm not really sure how this fight went. I didn't watch it back then. But guys, I'm gonna go with Carla Esparza. Complete domination on the ground, I believe. Although Tasha Pennington is the stronger fighter in my opinion, Carla Esparza has the skills to dominate her on the ground, and she will win and retire with the win, which is amazing. Great career. Next fight, we go to the light heavyweight division. Ryan Spann against Vincent Preux. Vince is a really a veteran, 40 years old, maybe 41, not really sure. He has had amazing fights. He has fought against the greatest of all time, John Jones. He lost this fight, broke his hand. Ryan Spann, guys, he lost to Guskov, he lost to Nikita Krylov, he actually lost to Anthony Smith. Not saying anything about Anthony, but I didn't expect Anthony to win this fight. So, Ryan Spann's last win was against Dominic Reyes in 2022. Dominic was on the decline. He recently got to win. Great job, I'm happy for it. I want to see him fight Iri again, or Alex. Vincent Preux, win against Kennedy and Njeku. Losses to Lins and Bowser, win against Mauricio Shogun Rua with was it a KO? No, it was a decision, I believe. Guys, I believe it's time for Vincent Preux to get knocked out again. I believe Ryan Spann is going to go back into the win column. He's going to win with a KO in the first or second round, early second round or the first round. I'm giving this win to Ryan Spann. So, this is all for the early prelims. Next we go on to the prelims. The first fight, let me just check this. It's a middleweight fight because Cesar Almeida and Iho Potieria. Guys, Iho is a really young guy. I believe he's 28, the same as me. He hasn't been winning a lot, hasn't he? He lost to Michel Pereira. He lost to Carlos Huberg. He won against Mauricio Rua. The previous fight, Vincent Preux, he also won a fight against Rua. Guys, I believe Cesar Almeida is going to win this. I believe it's going to be an overhand right. He's going to KO Potieria, and I believe that Potieria might get cut after this fight if he loses it. I just have this feeling, guys. Cesar Almeida, he's quite new. 5 wins, I believe. 1 loss to... who did he lose to? Roman Kupilov. Yeah, he lost to Roman Kupilov. Roman is really high level guy. So, I believe Cesar Almeida, overhand right, knockout. Can't really tell the round. Maybe in the first round. Next fight, lightweights, sorry. Austin Hubbard, Alex Hernandez. Let's talk about Alex Hernandez. Guys, Alex was supposed to be the next great thing. He was supposed to be a champion. He was supposed to be a top contender. It didn't go his way. I believe his last fight, he lost it against Damon Jackson. I really like Damon Jackson. He's exciting as a fighter. Not the greatest, but really exciting nonetheless. He's always giving his all. So Alex Hernandez, his last win was an aging Jim Miller, guys. That's not good. And Austin Hubbard, he hasn't been performing the best as either, but he has a win, a loss, a win, a loss. So I'm going to go with a decision win for Hubbard, and I believe he's going to make it easy. He's gonna make it look easy. Yeah, it's going to be a decision, not a split decision. Decision win. First round is going to be a competitive round. Second and third round, I don't see Alex Hernandez having a chance there. Next fight, strawweight females, Marina Rodriguez, Yasmin Lucindo. Yasmin is, what, 22, 23? Has 8 wins via knockout, 16 wins in total. She has like 3 submissions, maybe? Not really sure. Or was it 3 decisions? Anyways, guys, not gonna comment a lot about this fight. It's going to be a knockout for Lucinda, and she's going to be a really, really big problem for this division. Next fight, guys, featured prelim, one of my favorite fighters, the one and only Stephen Wonderboy Thompson. Guys, I'm a striker. A lot of the things I learned from him, watching his fights, watching his movements, the way he kicks, his stance, everything I copied from Wonderboy and a little bit from John Jones and so on. But guys, Wonderboy, he has been an inspiration for me when it comes to fighting. He's 40, 41, something like this, and he's still competing with those guys. We saw him win against Kevin Holland. Yeah, he lost to Shafkat. Guys, Shafkat. 18 finishes, 18 wins, no losses. He lost to Shafkat. He lost to Belal, the current champion. Guys, Belal is the man right now. You can't win against Belal unless, I don't know, you gotta be someone like Shafkat, or maybe Kamaru Usman has a chance of winning against Belal. Kobe, slight chance. Wonderboy is amazing. He had 2 fights against Tyrone Woodley for the title. I believe he won one of them. Doesn't really matter. Then he's fighting Joaquin Buckley. Joaquin Buckley, guys, a fighter, fairly young guy, fought in the middleweight division. Amazing knockout against Impa Kasanganay, who is the current light heavyweight champion in PFL. Guys, after this fight, both Joaquin Buckley and Impa, they changed divisions, and they have been on a tear. Yeah, you might say that PFL is not that good, that the competition there is bad. Guys, all of the people in PFL can compete in the top. The top 10 in PFL can compete in the top 15 of UFC. I'm sorry, but that's facts. And maybe not, Impa might not be able to compete in the light heavyweight division of UFC, but middleweight he can compete in top 15. It's easy for him. Let's talk about Joaquin Buckley. This guy, he's violent, isn't he? He's a bit violent. He's a bit of a wild card. He might be the dark horse of this division. He has knockout power. He has the speed. He has the explosiveness. He has the mentality to actually give everything he has. And I believe he's going to win the first round. But is he going to win the fight? Is he the one to knock out Wonderboy? I believe his only loss via knockout was against Anthony Pettis. So is Joaquin Buckley going to knock him out? We know he won against Ruziboev and Luque and Morono and so on. And those guys are amazing. I believe his last loss was Chris Curtis in middleweight. So guys, Chris Curtis, he hits hard. Yeah. Who's going to win? Tough fight. I believe that Joaquin Buckley is going to be pushing the pace in the first round. He's going to be chasing Wonderboy in around the cage. Wonderboy is going to try to keep his distance. He's going to be on the outside. I don't think that Joaquin Buckley can knock out Wonderboy because I don't really think... He has long arms. He's like... He has a really good reach, but I don't think that he's going to be able to knock out Wonderboy. He has the power to do it, but I don't think that he has the skill. He doesn't have the skill set to catch Wonderboy in the second and third rounds. I believe Wonderboy is going to win a split decision or something like this, which is going to set Joaquin Buckley back a little bit, but we might get Joaquin Buckley versus MVP. I want to see this fight. Okay, main card. Kathleen Vieira. I always mess up her name. Against the one and only Kayla Harrison, guys. 2 times Olympic judo gold medalist. Kathleen is a really good judo competitor. She's really good at BJJ. But in this case, I just believe that she's the sacrificial lamb. I think that Dana just wants to push Kayla to a title fight. And I think it's going to be a complete domination. Kayla is bigger, she's stronger. I'm not really sure how she makes weight, but guys, complete domination. Kayla destroys her. We might see a 10-8 round. I don't care how good Kathleen is at judo and jiu-jitsu and so on. She's losing this. Okay, next fight. Middleweight. The dark horse of the middleweight division, Roman Dolidze, who recently moved up for a short notice fight and won against Anthony Smith. I was really impressed. Anthony Smith, he always either loses, loses. He's always switching between a win and a loss. But Anthony Smith is a tough competitor. It's not easy to fight against Anthony. He can finish you on the ground. He can finish you with his punches. He's really strong. And Roman Dolidze showed us that he can compete in the light heavyweight division, and he's now competing against someone who switches between welterweight and middleweight, Kevin Holland. Amazing striker, amazing ground game. His submission game is wild. But he doesn't really care. And I believe that the reason why Kevin Holland is losing so much, he's been the most active fighter in the last 2 years or something, 11 fights. Alex Pereira second with 10. Kevin Holland doesn't care. He's just there to fight. He just wants to scrap. And he's the better striker. Can't deny this. But I think that Roman Dolidze is just too big for him. He's going to get him on the ground, control him on the ground, might even finish him there. So this is my prediction for this fight. We know Dolidze lost against Vettori. He might get this fight again. We don't know. Kevin Holland's last win was against Michał Oleksiejczuk. He's not the best, guys. Michał is not the best. It's easy to win against him. So I'm going to go with Roman Dolidze. He was a sambo competitor. He has jiu-jitsu. Amazing ground game, guys. Don't underestimate Kevin Holland's ground game. But I believe he doesn't submit Dolidze. Dolidze doesn't submit him. I believe Dolidze finishes him on the ground with punches. Moving on, bantamweight, Jose Aldo, second fight in 2024 after his retirement against Mario Bautista. Last fight, we saw hints of the old Aldo. He was really, really good in this fight. He looked amazing. Now, at the weigh-ins, I didn't like him during the weigh-ins. He was drained. He looked like he can't breathe. And yeah, tough weight cut for him. I believe he lost to Merab. He lost to a couple of guys. But recently, he has been having a lot of wins. Munoz, Rob Font, his last fight, he was a win as well. And Mario Bautista, tough opponent. Mario is well-rounded, and in my opinion, it's going to be Jose Aldo is going to be dominating the striking, and he might even drop Batista. But once he does this, I think it's going to be a third round submission for Batista. He's going to catch him. It might be an armbar, it might be a triangle, something like this. He's going to catch him, he's going to submit him. I don't want to say it. I love Aldo, but he's going to lose. Sorry, guys. Next fight. I don't really care about this fight. Raquel Pennington and Juliana Pena. I'm gonna go with the decision for Pena. Guys, the main event. Alex Pereira, Khalil Rountree. Tough fight. I recently saw a post, I'm not really sure if Pereira said it or someone else said it, that Khalil is like a 9 on the scale from 1 to 10 when it comes to difficulty for Alex, and I gotta agree, 8 or 9, that's a really good, really high up on the list. And yeah, Khalil is dangerous. He went to Thailand, he has the Muay Thai, he has the explosiveness, he's ruthless. Like, guys, when people say that Khalil Rountree is fighting as if his opponent owes him money, they are not wrong. He does that. He wants to knock you out. And I like the way he controls himself. He knows that his punches can sleep everyone. And he often doesn't follow up. I respect this. He's always looking positive. He's a fun guy. Great interview skills. And Alex, fan favorite. 10 fights in the last, or something, not 10 fights, I'm not really sure how many fights he has. It doesn't really matter, guys. He's one of the most active fighters right now. Let's talk about this. He KO'd Iri. I'm talking about Poatan. KO'd Iri, KO'd Hugh, KO'd Iri. Decision win against Jan Blachowicz, again in Salt Lake City, Utah. Elevation, stuff like that. He won this fight. You can argue that Jan had his moments, yeah, he did, but he wasn't doing anything with them. Pereira won this fight. He lost his middleweight fight against Izzy via KO. Prior to that, he knocked out Izzy to get the decision, knocked out Sean. He has so many wins against UFC champions, guys. Pereira is on his way to become one of the greatest of all times. Mount Rushmore of UFC, of MMA in general. Let's talk about his opponent Khalil really quick. There were some doping charges in 2024. I believe the ban was lifted just in time for him to fight against Alex. He KO'd Daukaus when he moved to light heavyweight. He KO'd Anthony Smith. I think there was a violent win against Modestas Bukauskas. I think something was wrong with Modestas' knee back there. I think it was a oblique kick or something like this. Violent win. His last loss was against Marcin Prachnio, and it was a decision. So, the first round is going to be extremely dangerous for Alex Pereira. He might get knocked out. I'm not going to say who's going to knock out who. Alex has amazing opportunities to knock out Khalil. Khalil has amazing chances to lots of chances to knock out Alex. The knockout power both of these guys have is over the top. So I don't want to say who's going to knock out who. First round, really tough for Alex. Khalil is going to be pushing him. I believe that Alex might take control of the second round with some leg kicks. He's going to set up the leg kicks in the first round, and then he's going to try to destroy Khalil's left leg. How can Khalil win this? In my opinion, Khalil has to push the pace for like the first and second round. This is what I would do. And then he needs to bait Alex. And once he baits him, he needs to counter. Just like Izzy did. Alex always gets caught with this. It doesn't really knock him out always, but he gets hurt. And this is a way to knock out Alex Pereira. With the left hand, countering his stance and countering his right hand. Guys, the Muay Thai Khalil Rountree possesses, his skills in Muay Thai are underestimated. He has fought everyone. He showed us that he can stand and bang with kickboxers, glory kickboxers like Dustin Jacoby. He won a decision there. Could have went to Jacoby in my opinion. Doesn't really matter. Khalil Rountree won it. Is he one of the most dangerous opponents for Alex? Yes. Is he more dangerous than Magomed Ankalaev? Absolutely. Guys, I don't care how good Magomed is. Alex is going to stop Magomed in the first round, most likely. At the latest, the second round. So, what is Alex going to do? He is the better striker, technically. But Khalil is too wild. So when you have a wild fighter like this, you can get caught really, really surprisingly. I'm not gonna say it's a 50-50. It's a 70-30 for Alex. And I think that Alex, he's only been showing us striking. I think that Alex is going to have more cardio. And I think that Alex might be using the clinch. Alex might be taking Khalil on the ground. Alex might pull off a Francis Ngannou versus Cyril Gane, guys. I believe that he's going to win with a TKO. He's going to get Khalil on the ground and TKO him. Okay, I said that I won't be saying who's going to win via knockout or TKO, but I said it. I believe Alex Pereira, third round, fourth round, something like this, TKO on the ground after taking Khalil down. He might even try to submit him. I'm not going to say he's the greatest submission artist, but he's training with Glover Teixeira. Alex might try to submit Khalil. And if he does this, guys, Alex would have made the impossible possible. So, final prediction for this fight. Alex Pereira wins. Yes, he might get caught by Khalil, but there is only like 30% chance of Khalil winning, in my opinion. See you guys tomorrow after the fight. I will try to make, after the fights, I will try to make a second video commenting on what happened and maybe discussing my future predictions for these guys. Who's going to be a champion, who's going to be a top contender and so on. But yeah, let's see what happens tonight. Enjoy the fights. Like, comment, subscribe, you know the drill. Share the video if you wish. Tell me your picks. I would love to hear them. Let's discuss them in the comments. And yeah, see you guys.